I'm no stranger to traveling across state lines to hit up a Pokemon tournament. I've been up and down the East Coast back when I lived in PA, over to Ohio for internets. Hell, I met Purplecliff carpooling in a 1995 box that trembled doing 75 on the highway to Indianapolis. But you could say I'm a little out of practice. So when I do get a chance to hit up a regional, hey, that's worth talking about. My trip to Milwaukee started with a pretty quick flight out of Austin. How do you not choose a window seat, by the way? Yeah, so after I recorded this, I played Crash Bandicoot on my Switch. Nothing represents the miracle of air travel more. The first night is always a very chill one. Everyone's sort of gradually filtering in, but it doesn't mean the situation ain't primed for some trades. My friend Gabe opened up some Chinese gem collection, hooked me up with these bad boys that I didn't have for my master set yet. I gave him my lovely City Championships Glaceon promo, my only extra of the Evolution event promos. Okay, maybe it wasn't so lovely, had a little ding on it. We both agreed this made it a pretty fair trade. And I made some very sound business transactions with Purplecliff, getting a cute as hell Iono and Bellybolt for my random singular legendary collection card, a reverse holo of Challenge. This was a fair trade, believe it or not. Legendary Collection was Pokemon's first premium reprint set, letting you pull some very classic cards with the most insane holo of all time. But gifts were had too on this first night. An adorable Psyduck and Wooper playmat from a certain trip to Europe's Intercontinental Championships, and an Ogerpon mat if I just don't tell Steve about it and pretend it got lost in the mail. Gabe continued to be the hookup with a birthday present of Lico Sprigatito from the Chinese Gem Collection. Now I just need to get the most expensive one. And I got a card I sent out for grading back. A staff copycat from the one regional championships I ever worked as a judge at, Philadelphia 2018. I didn't expect it to get higher than a 7 in all honesty, but it got a 7. I guess I'm good at this stuff. I also got a 10 at Lily's Rabombi if I just don't give it to Steve. Friday was the first day of the actual event. This was the fit. I didn't record myself in it. Oops. Here I am in the corner of Ukena's recording like a cryptid. And already I was seeing some issues with my original plan for this event. I'm a bulk girl. I like digging through a big bin of 25-cent cards and finding the hidden gems. Random old commons that no one but me cares about. There were 4 vendors at this event, and none of them were set up for a bulk. They were strictly for the competitive crowd, and everyone was rushing around trying to get the cards to build out their deck for the next day. I very quickly ascertained there were no bargains to be had. Just stuff that I wanted that I would have to pay money for. And I had to get my bearings, find out what was available before spending all willy-nilly. The Card Coliseum had these sick playmats of Penny after dropping her rap album, but at $50 they were a little steep for me. And I did just get a new mat the night before. A couple little Pikachu items caught my eye. Always on the lookout for a new collection item for the wall. A carousel of cute keychain plushes caught my eye. This Game Corner Clefairy pulled me in, but the Surf and Slowpoke was undeniably the best thing here. This Pikachu had a big head. I feel like the chain is maybe cutting off some blood flow here. Might be an animal rights violation. But I saw some boxes out of the corner of my eye, and yes, they had the new Chinese 151 boxes in addition to the old ones, and I knew I'd be picking up one of each a little later. They both have really cool chase cards exclusive to China, and hey, what's a Pokemon trip without a little something to open? They also had Team Rocket briefcases fresh from Japan, but I think I would get physically ill if I spent this much on a Pokemon product. I thought really hard about getting one of these substitute plushes though. I've always wanted a substitute, they don't make them often, and the price reflected that. The next booth was Plush City, and these keychains immediately caught my eye. Little Patissiere Pikachu from the Pokemon Cafe. I just fell in love with this adorable green one. At a price of $35 though, that would take some sleeping on. Fainted Masquerada was also adorable. Don't worry, I noticed her. The Team Rocket drip was here, can't ignore that. A healthy smattering of sitting cuties. Kabuki Pikachu, a diabolical little Munchlax. This little spinny display had Pikachu keychains including Flight Attendant Pikachu, Pikachu holding a lemon for some reason, the ever iconic Skytree Tower Pikachu, Snubble, who is not a Pikachu, but is slaying. This booth had Mimikyu paper clips for God's sake. Also weird Pokemon Muppet hybrids. And the mysterious diabolical Vileplume of Deceit. I think you put toilet paper in him. And Schlobber and Gengar. There was a lot of unique birch here that you couldn't quite find anywhere else on the floor. But the first purchase I needed to make was this notebook. I had to have somewhere to keep track of the trip. The IRS prefers when I do that. I almost got this tiny Easter themed one, but the travel themed one felt less festive and applied to more situations. And as I got out my money, it turns out the employee working this booth was a fan and we snapped a quick picture. The next booth had a weird smattering of plushes, like this strangely fuzzy Giratina, which is pretty charming. I like to think that a literal god is a soft fuzzy thing you can curl up with. Flat Vaporeon is another creature entirely. Hide your weed in it. Because Mewtwo is gonna come for it, and he's gonna look like this. Behind the cards, though, is a bunch of sleepy Pokemon from the Pokemon Peaceful Place line. And Esper is one of my favorites, though Pikachu, Scorbunny, Rowlet, and Pichu look just as adorable. I opted to leave him for later, though you cannot immediately yoinked this Dedenne. I checked out this Pikachu, and I think its main defining trait was just being a lady, which is a rarity when it comes to official merch. This final place was stocking mostly easy to find stuff. A lot of big Target plushies, some Soda Pops still in Pokemon Center, Squishmallows, I've already got plenty of those. But this Polka Doll Mew stole me away. It's just like the childhood one I got from Epcot as a kid. Gotta clarify here, we were like a once-in-a-lifetime Disney family, not a season pass holder Disney family. For $25, I wasn't quite biting though. They had a bunch of these mystery figures that were super cute, but I'm beyond my gacha phase on these things. I kinda just want to pay for something and then get the thing that I want. Unless it's cards, I will open packs all day. This stand was unique for having models though, and I almost bought this Rowlet one. But it was $15, and I think I can get a better deal next time I order these things in bulk. And then my friend Micah whipped out this thing.
What is it, Micah?
What I got
I'm excited.
Used at the book off Bazaar. So it clearly was somebody's already. And
Oh my god. I'm so excited for whatever this is. Oh! Wait, it's got a ribbon.
It's got 2 ribbons.
It doesn't come with that. Or does it?
It doesn't?
I don't know. I have one like this.
I don't know.
Wait, it
This is
doesn't.
from book off. This clearly was some kids. I want to find it.
I love it.
That was very well up. It's very crunchy and cute.
No, because like I have one like this. It does not have this chain. It does not have the ribbon. So I don't know what this is. I don't know what. Huh?
Dressed it up. That makes it cuter.
So this creature, I already have one, but it lacks a ribbon, has a completely different chain, but still has the tag indicating that's the original chain. Both have clearly seen a lot of love, and now they are sisters who live on my shelf together. But for the weekend, it would chill out on my backpack. On the way out, I stopped back by Card Coliseum to yoink some Chinese 151. Dinner that night took us to 3rd Street Market Hall, a big indoor eatery with a lot of different independent options, so everyone can just sort of eat at the same place and be happy. I decided a simple 2 slices of pizza from Pizza Shuttle Slice Shop would hit the spot, and though it was very greasy, the Joe is Hungry Sneakadoodle Bite does not lie. What does he call it? Time for the Joe is Hungry Sneakadoodle Bite. Joe is Hungry Sneakadoodle Bite. It was pretty satisfying. But Buchanan and Gabe took the challenge of the world famous Lightning Rod Mozzarella Stick at Rodmack, a very retro nostalgic throwback place with some pinball and Ms. Pac-Man. They did not finish it. Thank God you didn't eat that much cheese. And the table got the scraps. It was a mozzarella stick. Me, Gabe, and Yuke ended our meal with a 10-pack pool and Pokemon TCG Pocket for dessert, and I got the measly Tapu Koko while these guys pooled everything. A shiny Cubone, a Cutie Fly, the matching Morlel, the badass Drampa, Tapu Lele, Oricorio, Pukamuku. These guys stole all my luck! We wanted to hit some game stores, but they were all closed, so we ended up at Target. I found this Spy Family blind bag that I thought were keychains, and like 75% of them are fun options. Like I want your Forger, but Lloyd, Bond, and Anya would all be acceptable. At checkout, I noticed they were selling the Pokemon edition of Time Magazine. It's the Pikachu one I've been looking for. A third of this thing is Pokemon Go, and Logan Paul is in there. I may be feeling buyer's remorse. My Spy Family bag had Anya, 50-50 chance pretty much, but they weren't keychains, they were little figures, so it was not going on my bag. A whole heap of trades to Micah, including some extra Captain Pikachus, for a bunch of random pickups like Goku Lucario, some cool-ass Vs, more Peiko from a cereal box, a Prime Catcher I just need to play the game, but most importantly, Team Rocket's handiwork. Part of my mission to collect all the XY Brave sets. Oh, and the Ask Glaceon, because it's really funny. I also hooked up Gabe with Saraledge and King Gambit for a new Full Art Trainer, finishing off his deck to take on some raids tomorrow.
2 bad boys for 1 bad girl.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I mean, hey, great trade.
And tomorrow came. We headed back to the convention center and it was go time. I knew what I wanted to buy. We had to go buy it. First stop, Sleepy Esper. It was still there, so I asked the question I'd been mulling over. I've got an important question that I've been waiting to ask all weekend. How much are the Sleepy Espers?
60.
I will take a Sleepy Esper.
60 seemed like a decent deal. With a lot of these bigger plushies, you gotta factor in like crazy shipping costs. 60 feels like what it would cost to import this, and seeing that there was now one left, the person next to me immediately bought the last one.
I will also take the other Sleepy Esper.
I should be getting paid commission. I returned to the store with the Pokemon Cafe keychains, and unfortunately pink and green were both sold out, so that's a good enough reason to upgrade to me. I yoinked a cute pink one because the big green Pika wasn't there either, and I realized I probably would have preferred that one. So when I saw it out on the shelf a bit later, a quick exchange solved all my problems, and now I have this absolute baby. It was also $60, which hit a little harder to me for a plush of this size, not because it's not worth that, but because I'm stingy. But I'm glad to have a piece of merch repping the Pokemon Cafe now. Papa Blastoise at Card Coliseum hooked me up with some very reasonably priced products to open. An Iono Standy collection for MSRP at just $40, and a Lily Premium collection, or the milk carton as I've heard it called, for $50, just 10 over. With some product in hand, I had to find the boys to open that shit, because I ain't carrying it around all day.
Scoop up Cyclone and a Cramorant and it's just the ace spec.
Oh, Hop Zacian. It's an extra.
Oh, Melodic EX.
Oh, really? That's a good EX, too. Oh, all right, Wellspring Math Ogerpon is something.
Yeah, we pulled like booty cheeks. The real treasures were pretty much the neat things that came in the boxes. I love this Iono Standy, she's adorable, and I'm keeping her displayed with Belly Bolt for now. I like them together. The full art is pleasing too, and the Polaroid sticker is neat, though I don't have anywhere to stick it right now.
We got the Iono OnlyFans pick, the special Polaroid picture that you get by pledging $40 on Patreon.
Lily's milk carton had a pretty great deck box. It's built well and has a little back slot for your dice, which it does come with a setup, alongside a very sparkly coin and a set of sleeves that kinda slay. As does the full art Clefairy, but my Polaroid came out janky as hell, and so did my packs too. If I had pulled something good, it would have been like a PSA 2. I did a little bit of card shopping, yoinking up a secret box and some Ralts and Curlios for my Guardy deck, but nothing else at the event was really what I was looking to pick up. I do like this double Guardy card. I need it for my Radiant Collection set, but Purple Cliff has one, and I'm gonna try and convince him to trade one day when it comes back as a PSA 9. Regardless, it was time to hit up some side events, specifically raid battles, in which 4 players all team up to beat one big Pokemon card in a deck of the most overpowered, vile garbage imaginable. I won't get into it, but one match we fought this Glaceon V-Star that kept 50-50 choosing an attack that made it so that we couldn't attack it back or deal any damage, and I just kept bringing my Budu card back to life, because Budu has a 50-50 chance to make the raid deck not be able to play items. Until the final turn, when we could finally attack and knocked it out in one single turn. Purple Cliff's board looked like this. That shouldn't happen. In between raids, I struck a pose with this Lyra cosplayer. I was in this arena fit. I thought we slayed together. And a little later in the day, I stopped by the Retro Shiny Hunting Challenge, where you can hook me up with a Game Boy SP to do some full odds hunting. No shinies were found in the entire hour. It seems my passive luck only works on the newer games. I headed over to the prize wall with my reward tickets from raiding and yoinked a 6-pack of Twilight Masquerade boosters, pulling Iron Thorns, a Dragapult, and a Diplin illustration rare. Kinda goated luck after the pulls from earlier. The night ended with a view to some fireworks literally down the street from this Airbnb. I have no idea what was going on there, but alright. Though I did still have those Chinese 151 boxes to open.
Are you? Whoa!
That's a topic for another day. You know what button to hit for that. Okay. Well, we recorded something. Is it good? I don't know.